Okay, there's a few different ways that you can make graphs in Excel. What we're going to have a look at here is creating a column graph or a column chart based upon this data here. And what I really want to be able to do is I want to be able to show that the song titles graphically against how many of them have been sold. So I want to use basically the total and the song title as the main data areas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight first of all the whole of this spreadsheet area up to and including the total column. And I'm going to go now to my insert and I'm going to choose a column, uh, probably this one, maybe a 3D one, column chart or column graph. I'm not going to worry about where it's positioned at the moment because I can change that later on. It's basically put it in like it's a picture. But you can see on this chart there's loads and loads of data on. There's so much more information than I actually want. So what I can do now with this chart selected, I can come up to where it says select data, and on my select data window I've got some choices to make. I said originally all I want is the total column information, so I've got lots of other ones here that I don't actually need. So I'm going to just remove those one at a time so that I just leave the one called total. So that's the data that's working on. Okay, if I look back now, look at my preview, I can still see that there's a lot of jumbled information at the bottom there which doesn't look very good either. Basically I don't need to have the band name, I just want to have the song title. So I'm going to go up here now, and on my horizontal axis I'm going to edit that one, and you can see it's showing me this whole area has been selected, the chart position, the group artist and the song title. All I really want is the song title, so I'm just going to drag down and reselect that area so it's just picking this one set of data, and I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click OK again, and now you can see, I'll put that in the middle so it's a bit clearer for you to look at and possibly make it a bit bigger as well. I can see that I've got the song titles, and then I've got the graphic illustration of how many of each of those songs were sold. I can come in here, I can change this name of total to anything I want. I can rename that song sales, and I could put that particular week in, whatever it was, November sometime. I can also, while I've got this whole thing selected, I can look at the different types of charts that are up here and see what they look like. If I want to change them graphically, there's a few more options here, things that make them look a bit funky in 3D and whatever, and pick the one that I'm happy with. I think I'm going to go back to one of my earlier ones. Just go for a more simple one. Um, okay, so now I've got my chart, although I can move it around and I can resize it on this page. If I wanted to put this onto a different worksheet, I can right mouse click on it and I can click this one that says Move Chart. And I'm going to click Move Chart. Now what I want to do is I want to put it onto a new worksheet altogether. So I'm going to click New Sheet and I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it Chart. Or in fact, maybe I could call it Graph. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to hit OK. And you should see down here now, not only has it created a new graph worksheet, but it's put that in at a good size for me, and this is still totally editable. I can still go in and change my data or change the way it looks, do whatever. It's still relating back to where it first got that data from. So if I go in and I change any of that data, my chart will change as well.